morning, Merakis.
Good morning.
So, as this person was all eagerly waiting for football, he's going to talk about how many players, who was his favorite, and whether it was actually Germany and Argentina was the actual semi-finals or the quarter-finals which he got chance to. We were so eager to, but then he was talking more about the culture, the cultural shocks which he experienced, and also he talked about the factors of the culture, how it embodied the conversation and how it have actually impacted him. Right? This book is also similar to that. This book is about an historian wrote this book, and he's Malcolm Gladwell, and the book is Outliers. How many of you have already read this book? So, partially. So many hands going high. I could also understand that this book is there in the cards for long days, and then I haven't picked it, and it took time for me to actually go and then look on after Tipping Point. That's his first book which I've read. This book is all about what characterizes who we are. Because I'm a kind of person who's very analytical, and that's why I've chosen, okay, this person is he's an historian, he's talking about something of how the success people are actually, we consider them as successful, how he considers that they became successful. He talks about various aspects with respect to what makes a person actually a person who's successful. And he goes from right from the childhood till what all the phases which we get as an opportunity. One thing which I really liked about this book is he talks about the opportunities which are exposed by a person earlier in the childhood have a greater impact for them to perform in their career in later point in time. For example, Bill Gates, he was a dropout. Though he was a dropout from a college, he had a chance in his school days to get into a school where it has computer systems already installed, and he got access to more number of hours to get all his hands-on with the computers. Whereas those days, to get internet access or to have that computer access, you need to have limited slots. But this guy had the privilege to get that for months and years to work on. And similar is what he goes and talks about Beatles. Beatles have put their effort in a number of hours to actually establish their brand. When they moved from their base to a city, another place, even before they have all been presented them, they spent hours in nightclubs to help in the parties and to spend the number of hours. So he specifically talks about the number of hours we put under the practices, and these books also have a lot of insights on why certain people, though they have put their effort, is not being turned into reality, or what is that something which everyone can relate to. After reading this book, and also I've listened to this summary of audio version, it's just a week's time, what I have dissected, and then I could start relating myself. As in, what was that privilege which I got from my dad? He didn't have questioned me of which career choice which I have to take. He gave me full of my own. At 8th standard, I was not interested in studies at all. But the transformation after 10th, to me to choose my computer science as group is all he purchased me a computer and then allowed me to play. He didn't question about why you are playing all these days and then why you have bunked here. He don't question those aspects. But then now if I look back that is something which have helped me to start my own vision. So of why I wanted to be a programmer. This book doesn't only talk about something of successful people and then you totally alienate yourself from the book. It will always brings you down to what you are and how you are as of today, and that's something which I like. Being a person who hate history because my dad's favorite subject is history, and never understand how history, why is that we need to know about a history of a particular aspects, like especially with respect to cultural legacies. Cultural legacy is there, then why you have to follow? But this book gives you the extra reason of why you have to be aware of the cultural legacies. In our club, like when we are not shown up within the time, you get a call, even though you are inside the meeting hall, right? So that's something where it's the expectation of you be present, and then it's someone to expect will make you think next time that, oh, I have to inform this person if at all I'm not be there. It's indirectly setting the culture, and it will make you to analyze all the aspects which happens, and that's how typically after that book, when I listened to Sarathi's speech, I was looking for why he was talking about culture. Then he directly jumped into his point of football and the game. The more we start looking on the history will make us more clear on why the situation is and which situation we are in. And that's about this book. Anything which I didn't like about this book is it's more of history, and which I don't like. First half was really great. Second half was like, I have to read it. And this person have used, like, he will not directly tell about the facts, but he will talk about the way how the facts you have to appreciate it. If you get time, don't miss this particular book, Outliers. Here, it will not only talk about something which is alienated, which will make you to realize how best you are as a person. Thank you.